Members of the public packed the sports hall at the Sir Robert Woodard Academy, in Upper Boundstone Lane, as Adur District Council's planning committee considered the scheme for New Monk's Farm. After nearly 18 months of debate, it was hoped a final decision on the plans, put forward by a subsidiary of Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club, would be made at the meeting. But councillors instead called for further negotiations to mitigate the environmental impact of the Swedish furniture giant's proposed store. The meeting kicked off with a summary of the development by Planning Officer James Appleton, which also included a country park, relocation of the Withy Patch Gypsy and Traveller's site and a pumping station. The development would be served by a new A27 roundabout, resulting in the removal of the Sussex Pad crossing. Amid cheers and jeers from the gallery, speakers from both sides of the fence then aired their views. Speaking in objection, Jerry Thompson from the Shoreham Society reiterated concerns about traffic congestion. The extra traffic on a road already backed up or gridlocked every afternoon is a big worry, he said. Measures that could truly mitigate this scale of problem simply do not exist. We believe it should not be considered until A27 road improvements are in place. Lancing Parish Councillor Dina Scotting objected to what she described as the eviction of the Withy Patch Travellers and said councillors had a duty of care to constituents. She said, "Do you want to be proud knowing you protected the residents who voted for you, or do you want to bring a death knell for the Lancing community?" Concerns were also raised by Lancing College over the lack of a fourth arm on the proposed new roundabout, with the loss of the Sussex Pad crossing eliminating the option for Coombs Road traffic to turn right onto the A27. Several councillors queried whether the developer could be compelled to provide this as part of the scheme, but were advised this was not possible. It could be added at a later date. In support, Councillor Brian Bogus said the application would bring a boost to local businesses through increased footfall, making it a better place to live, work and shop, and said it was vital to meeting the proposed housing targets in the Adur local plan. Resident Colin Hannon said, "These are 600 badly needed houses for 600 fortunate kids, who can grow up to make a contribution. This is something which will be the bedrock of our children's future." Fears around the proposal were addressed by Martin Perry, Executive Director of Brighton and Hove Albion and Director of New Monk's Farm Development Limited. He said Albion was committed to the project and reminded members that Highways England and West Sussex County Council had no objections to the traffic issues. As councillors began discussions, debate focused on the location of a proposed new primary school, with 2 hectares of land set aside between the A27 and IKEA. Councillor George Barton said the school was in the worst possible position, and questioned the air quality. Mr. Appleton said the location was vital for access and proximity to a bus route. Councillor Les Alden probes to reject the scheme on grounds of financial viability, traffic congestion and IKEA's limited concern for the local people. The motion was supported by Labour's David Balfe but rejected by the rest of the committee. Mr. Appleton argued these were not valid grounds for rejection, as key consultees such as Highways England had already agreed to proposed traffic mitigation measures. Councillor Stephen Chipp proposed deferring the decision until IKEA went further with mitigation in the historic and scenic location, and said, IKEA does not protect or enhance the environment. He also called for a fourth arm to be added to the Shoreham roundabout. Councillors voted 5-3 in favour of the deferral. The committee will reconvene on a currently undecided date. More on the IKEA development. All you need to know about the IKEA Lancing plans and next week's decision meeting. Developers disappointed with decision on IKEA in Lancing IKEA. Where did it all begin?